The most lopsided trades in the NBA history. There have been a lot of bad trades over the years in the NBA. The league has been around for more than 70 years. Teams have built championships thanks to one key trade made at the right time. Most NBA trades end up being pretty equal to both teams, but some have a very clear winner. Here are the most lopsided trades in NBA history. Please don't forget to click like, comment down below, and subscribe to our channel. The Big O puts Milwaukee over the top. There was no doubt that Oscar Robertson was a future Hall of Famer at the time of this trade. He had already been an All-Star 10 straight seasons with the Cincinnati Royals at the time he had sent to the Milwaukee Bucks in 1970. Robertson was immediately paired with a young Lou Alcindor en route to the 1970-71 NBA championship. Lou Alcindor would later change his name to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and win many titles with the Los Angeles Lakers. In the Robertson trade, the Royals received Flynn Robinson and Charlie Pollock. Ever heard of either? Harden becomes the beard. Here's a more recent one. This trade shocked everyone because it came on the eve of the start of the season. The Oklahoma City Thunder had nearly won the NBA title, led by Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden as the sixth man. The trio were seen as a three-headed monster destined for at least one championship. Instead, money became an issue for the Thunder. Harden, rightfully so, saw himself as a star player who only needed a chance to shine and demanded to be paid like one. Thunder didn't think they could afford a max contract, so they traded Harden to the Houston Rockets. Harden has blossomed into an all-time great scorer and MVP. The Thunder received Kevin Martin, Jeremy Lamb, and 3 draft picks that didn't amount to anything meaningful. The Thunder still never won a title. Kareem gets his wish to play in a big city. Remember Lou Alcindor that won a championship with Robertson in Milwaukee? 6 years later, Alcindor wanted out of the relatively small market of Milwaukee and was granted his request when he was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. And Alcindor had changed his name to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. In return, Milwaukee received Junior Bridgman and Elmore Smith and has not won a title since. Meanwhile, Alcindor won 5 championships with the Lakers and retired as the NBA's all-time leading scorer. A high school phenom traded after being drafted. The Charlotte Hornets drafted one of the best players of all time with the 13th overall pick in the 1996 draft. They didn't keep him. No, the Hornets traded Kobe Bryant to the Los Angeles Lakers for Vlad Divac. Kobe went on to win 5 championships in his career and is arguably the best shooting guard to ever play in the NBA. Divac was an all-time center but only played 2 seasons with the Hornets. 2 All-Stars for none. The Dallas Mavericks draft day trade for Dirk Nowitzki is often cited as one of the most lopsided trades by itself when you include the other trade made by Dallas on the same day. It's a 6th overall pick on Robert Traylor. They later traded him to Milwaukee Bucks for Dirk, who they took at 9th overall, and Pat Garrity, who was the 19th overall pick in that same draft. Garrity was then flipped to the Phoenix Suns for none other than Steve Nash. The point guard developed into a 2-time All-Star with the Mavericks before going back to Phoenix where he would win 2 league MVPs. The Mavericks essentially acquired both Dirk and Nash in the same trade when you put it all together. That's a tough one to top. Bill Russell's acquisition started a dynasty. The Boston Celtics dynasty of the 1960s is the undisputed best in league history. The team won 8 straight championships at one point and 11 total between 1957 and 1969. The one constant on all those teams was Bill Russell. Russell was taken number 2 overall in 1956 by the St. Louis Hawks. The Celtics were desperate to have the big man and traded Ed McAlee and Clyde Hagan for the rights to Russell. The pair combined for 13 All-Star appearances in their career, so the Hawks didn't get completely burned. Still, when one team acquires a 5-time MVP and wins 11 championships in the guy's 13-year NBA career, it's a massively lopsided trade. Money more valuable than best player. For most of the NBA's history, teams were not worth billions of dollars, especially in the early days. Teams weren't always profitable. This was almost universally true of the ABA teams that were eventually folded into the NBA. Despite winning 2 ABA championships with Julius Erving, the New Jersey Nets were in dire need of straight cash in 1976, so dire was the need that they traded the 3-time ABA MVP Erving to the Philadelphia 76ers for nothing more than cash. The 76ers literally bought Erving. He would go on to win an NBA MVP and help the 76ers to win a title in his 11 years with the NBA team.